Hello, good afternoon. I'm John. I'm one of the motoring volunteers here at Brooklands Museum. Over the years, we've had various vehicles that needed a bit of love and care and attention. This is one of my latest projects. It's actually a David Brown tug or tractor. Now, tractors were used in farms. This particular tug would be used on airfields. And if we look at the back, we'll see that it's got a very, very strong cable for towing aircraft that are crash landed. We have a cable here with a winch. It's a very, very powerful winch, and it can drag a crashed aircraft out of a hole in the ground and bring it back, or whatever it needs doing. So these were used extensively on airfields. You will notice that the colour of this particular tug is not aircraft or RAF blue. It's actually a civilian tug, and therefore it's painted much brighter. It's in a bright yellow colour, so that people on the airfield can spot it quite easily. So don't think it's been, painted the wrong colour. David Brown was very well known for making tractors and other farm equipment, but in later life he actually rescued Aston Martin. So we like to think this is actually our own Aston Martin tractor. So now, as you can see, it's a teamwork when we're working on this, and Stuart here is repairing the steering wheel, the main steering wheel. If we look at Stuart here, the surface on the steering wheel had actually worn away, and it was extremely sharp on the hands when you were trying to steer the vehicle. So that was one of the first jobs that we started to do, so it enabled us to steer the tractor. Now, when it came to starting this tractor, it was a complete no-no. It just would not go. And we tried all the mechanical things, petrol pump, clean the carburetor, still nothing, still no joy at all. So one of the first things we looked at was to see if we could get a spark. And you'll notice in there, this is a distributor, and we cleaned all the plugs, we checked all the leads. What we hadn't realised was this is actually a magneto distributor. It's not an ordinary distributor. And we were powering the lead on there with a battery feed, which was totally wrong, because the magneto needed an earth on it to stop it. And when you remove the earth, then the magneto functions. So that was the first big mistake we made. Now, if we come round to the other side, you'll notice that the battery is connected here by two heavy leads. And what normally happens with a battery, one is the power feed, so that's the positive, and this is the ground feed, which is a negative, and that goes to the chassis. But in practice, when we started to connect everything up, we found that there is no actual chassis connection on this vehicle. The negative wire was actually connected to the starter motor there. So you have the battery feed coming in through the starter solenoid down to the starter motor, and the return is on that lead there, which goes back to the negative of the battery. But there is no connection between this starter motor and the chassis all this metalwork here. There was no connection, and that's what threw me for a while. And in the end, I made this heavy duty link between the chassis bolt there and the negative terminal on the starter motor, and everything fell into place. So what we're going to do now, right, we're just going to see if she'll start up, which at the moment is going to be a complete unknown. But I climb aboard. One of the first things you might notice here is you can't drive it sitting astride of the gearbox, because the gear lever is there and you can't press the clutch. So you have to sit on one side of the vehicle. All right, so let's see what happens now. We have to take the stop switch off like that. We have to make sure it's in neutral, and we'll just see if she'll start with a little bit of choke. Just give her a little bit of choke. Oh, nearly lucky. Try once more. Right, we're there. I'm just going to press this. And she'll quieten down a bit. That's it. Now you can hear me talking again. All right. So it's a nice engine once she's warmed up. Very, very powerful. But I'm going to see if I can reverse her out. Is it okay to reverse? All right. Take everything off of there a minute. Is it all clear at the back? Right, going to go into reverse. Horn's not working. I'm going to go forwards. Right, as you can see, it's a little bit on the noisy side. It's quite a powerful machine. With a tractor, whatever gear you start off with, you're stuck with that gear because you can't change gear once you're moving. All right, so it will tow in second quite a lot, a heavy load. It's quite heavy steering. You can see me struggling to pull it round. But you get there, once it's moving, it's a lot easier, of course, like most vehicles. Should start on the button now. Steering it a try, but it probably won't have it. See, no, can't get it. She does.
Starter in second.
Yeah, it's in second now, yeah. See if I get the third. So there we are. This is our David Brown tractor, and hopefully on the working vehicles afternoon we can show it off with all the other machinery that we have here. Enjoy the day.